In Gauteng, Community Safety will today embark on a school safety social crime prevention program at the Johannesburg Correctional Service Centre. The department has teamed up with Correctional Services for a dialogue with young offenders. Officials say the Gauteng province has in recent times been marked by incidents of bullying and violence in schools, resulting in stabbing and learners killing each other, thus finding themselves in conflict with the law. Newzroom Afrika reporter Katlego Legodi is at the Johannesburg Correctional Center, and he joins us for an update in terms of what to expect from this program, Katlego, and the spotlight expected to be on young offenders.
Most definitely, Juju. We're coming to you live from the infamous Sun City. This is the Johannesburg Correctional Facility here in the city of Johannesburg. This is where the spotlight will, of course, be on young offenders here today. The Department of Correctional Services working together with the Community Safety. They've teamed up to come together here today. They've gathered young people from schools, various schools across the Gauteng province today. Those young people will be spending the day here today with young offenders that stay here at the facility, and they've been saying, of course, as well, that in recent years we've been seeing young people just being offenders, bullying incidents at schools and just incidents of infighting at schools that have led to most of them finding themselves here. This is a facility, Dudu, that is accommodating about 1,500 young offenders, and those young offenders will be given an opportunity here today to interact with those that are in high schools across the Gauteng province. But I'm going to bring into the conversation now the HOD from the Department of Community Safety here in Gauteng, Ms. Nontsikelelo Sisulu, who will just let us in on what to expect here today. Mama, thank you very much for joining us on Newsroom 405. Maybe just let us in on what we can expect here today.
Thank you very much for having us. We have a partnership with the Department of Correctional Services so that we can assist learners to deter them from being in conflict with the law. We are currently having 4 schools which have been identified in the central corridor, because those particular learners and in those schools have been identified by their schools through our school safety program and our crime prevention program as learners who are at risk, if you will, and have already been receiving counseling and psychosocial support in their various schools so that they don't actually get to cross the line and find themselves here. You know that there's a continuum within the criminal justice system, so that once they begin to use substance, for example, or they start bullying, already one of the schools, we have a grade 9 learner who started a grade 11 learner, and that grade 11 learner passed away. So that grade 9 learner now would actually have a criminal record and has been taken to the Walter Sisulu remedial school for now, so that they can be held there. So it is important for us to actually help these learners to come and have a dialogue with the offenders who are now at this particular facility. We were in Pavilion Sport on the 15th, and we're now having our second one. We'll have 2 more, so that we have a series in Johannesburg, in our central corridor, our northern corridor, our western corridor, and again in our eastern corridor, so that we just ensure that our learners have that first-hand experience and lived experience of the offenders, so that they can be deterred from being in conflict with the law.
I see that young people have already gathered here, and most of them just upbeat and excited to just be here and interact with the young offenders here. Maybe just let us in on the different programs that we can expect here. I had someone talking, of course, about a walkabout as well, where the young people will be getting first-hand experience of how it is to, stay and grow up behind these facilities. Maybe just let us in on that program for the day. What can we expect?
Yes, indeed. They will go on a tour so that they can actually have a sense of the size of the cells and what they look like. And, of course, in Pavilion Sport, one of the offenders was able to share with them to say, you do not want to be here because you eat in the same place, you use the bathroom in the same place, you do everything in the same small, confined space for a very long time. Yes, you have an opportunity to learn. And one of them was even indicating that I'm in the same grade as my younger brother is. I have spent 8 years here. I've got a longer sentence to serve because I killed my mother. So those are the types of experiences that they're going to have. And when they look at the cells, they'll see how small they are and what it is that they actually have to or can be faced with should they not change the way they're behaving at the moment.
I mean, there's only so much that you can do as the Department of Community Safety to just raise awareness and help the young ones as they journey through this thing called life and growing up. What role can parents play, and have parents also being supportive of this move by the Department of Correctional Services and Community Safety of just taking the young ones, bringing them to these facilities to just experience what it is to grow up here?
Thank you very much, and it's a very, very important question. Parents, but also guardians, with the HIV and AIDS, we know that over time, people, and young people in particular, have lost their parents. But with the COVID pandemic, more people and young people have lost their parents. So people are really raised by guardians, and they're single parent households and child-headed households. So the complexity of our society has really changed. So we actually have to take that into account, and the support system that our young people have has actually diminished, and how they are then being supported within communities also a challenge. So we are finding that a lot of young people are raising their own siblings. So we take that into account. But we're also finding that the older siblings who are trying to raise their own siblings are unemployed. So that is also a challenge. So we are actually calling on society as a whole within community to actually look out for each other in how they can guide and make their community safer in the first place, and actually help us as departments, so that as we are doing our role in making the community safer, they know for a fact what is happening in their community, and they can share information with us. But they can also, of course, one of our roles is oversight with police, but also it's building community police relations, so that they can also share the information with police. But they can also be members of the community policing forums. But the parents right now, or the guardians, have actually signed the indemnity forms to bring these learners here. And so we're truly grateful to them. It is a Sunday after all, and the learners are here in their uniform, and they are showing that's one step in the right direction, that they are eager to be here, and their parents have encouraged them or their guardians to be a part of this program.
Thank you very much, Mom, and everything of the best for today.
Thank you very much.
All right, Ms. Nontsikelelo Sisulu, she's the HOD Head of Department from the Department of Community Safety here in Gauteng, just letting us in on what we can expect today. I must say, an interesting day ahead. The young ones excited, but I'm not sure if they really have comprehended what lies ahead in terms of, the experiences that they're going to be getting from these facilities. We're expecting, of course, as well, a dialogue between the young offenders and those that are in schools across the Gauteng province. The department upbeat saying that they are continuing with their school safety, social safety program of visiting the different facilities and just teaching the young ones to not find themselves on the right side or the wrong side of the law, where they'll also find themselves behind bars and growing up here at this Johannesburg Correctional Facility. Dudu?
Katlego, Legodi, thank you very much for that update. We'll hear from you a little bit later on.